You want plaques, bro,
I'm
don't you?
trying to be like the greatest artist of all time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're not, why are you fucking making music?
You know, we start every show off the same. If you see me rubbing my hands, we're back at it. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Soul Serum podcast. I am your host, Clay Bonine.
I'm your co-host, Tanner Mavis.
And today we're doing a little interview, as a matter of fact. We have somebody to keep you entertained other than just me and Tanner. We actually have an up-and-coming rapper from Greenville, North Carolina. Go Pirates. We just shot a video with him in Columbus a few weeks ago that is set to release tomorrow on the 24th.
Yep, new video, new single called Moonlight. As Clay said, dropping tomorrow on Soul Serum. Followed by a new album, Can You Hear Me, dropping on December 1st.
Yeah, today in the studio, we have Ducey Gold.
Let's go.
Ducey, please. Our very large studio audience
Hell yeah.
here. Mr. Ducey Gold, how you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
I got
good.
this on right?
Yeah, you got it on right. Are you sitting comfy? Is the mic
yeah.
good for you?
Yeah, I'm cool.
Good, man. Like we said, Ducey Gold is from Greenville, North Carolina, but originally born in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
When did you move from Pittsburgh?
When I was like young as fuck. Like,
So you don't say that you're from Pittsburgh.
No.
You're from North Carolina through
Yeah.
and through. Cool. Well, we are happy to have you in the studio today.
thank you for having me, for sure.
Yeah. How was the drive down?
It was cool.
Yeah, you've been in Columbus recently, just kind of like locked in, working on the last bit of your project.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I've been working on this project for a while now, and like, I had a solid set of songs that I thought was gonna be on the project, but when I came to Columbus, I scratched almost all of them.
Everything
I think
changed.
One made it.
Wow.
New vision for the
yeah,
project.
Definitely. I wanted to level up a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the first question I really wanted to get into is like, I mean, other than a few singles this year, you've been relatively quiet, like for 2020. Sure. And I mean, obviously for a lot of people, their creative process has changed through the pandemic. Right. But what does it feel like? I mean, like, how excited are you to finally get out a project? And you also haven't dropped a full project since 2018 either, right? So
right, yeah.
What does it feel like? Like, how excited are you to finally give this to your fans?
Oh man, I'm hella excited, to be honest. But I'm one of those people where it's like, I'm willing to take time.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna rush into doing something. I want to do it the right way. So, it's been cool, like getting to grow and like see the growth and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So but it's definitely gonna be cool. I've been wanting to drop for the longest, like really have like a body of work. Yeah. So I'm definitely hype about it for sure.
I mean, that's important, I think, especially in like the current landscape of hip hop too, because like there's a while where I feel like the quantity over quality thing was really kind of hurting a lot of music. So I love to hear that, like, you probably could have dropped something a while ago if you wanted to, but the fact that you care about it enough is, I think, really special. So.
I think quality over quantity is kind of coming back in a way.
I think
I think like the SoundCloud era brought out that quantity. Like, you can just upload your shit to SoundCloud and it can go up like on site, but
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like ever since things have kind of moved towards like Spotify and streaming, people really want to make sure they're putting out their best work.
For sure. Yeah.
So I guess that we can transition into the next question and go back to kind of, your upbringing in North Carolina. Let's talk about like the scene kind of going on in North Carolina right now. Is North Carolina like having a moment? Kind of
been having a moment for
like
you've
got the big dogs, obviously, like DaBaby, J. Cole,
Jermaine,
but then like the underground, like with you, Ducey Gold, like Big Baby Gucci, right? He's from there, right? Or is he not?
I think he lived there for a little bit. I don't know if we claim.
Then other ones like
10
cell phones, Ronso Cold, Kevin Powers, YSP Trio, YSP Eli. Who else is there from there that I know? There's hella people from there. NASCAR Aloe is from there, isn't he?
Yeah. Ducey.
Yeah, Ducey.
What's it like to see your home state like having a moment and getting some like good representation?
It's like those are like a lot of names. Like
it's good, but it's also like, damn, like I gotta really like, because I've always been that like I look at music as because I play football and shit, so I look
Competition.
at it's competition. Like, of course, I'm not a hater. I want to see everybody win, but at the same time, I'm like, damn, I got to step it up because it's
but
like
that's probably a good thing though. It keeps you driven. It keeps you
Yeah.
motivated. You see the next man doing well. It's like, damn, I gotta get my shit together. Like,
Right.
let's do this better than we did last time.
right. Yeah, I see somebody, drop a fire ass song. I'm like, damn, I need to go to the studio right now, and go record. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Real shit.
That's fire though.
Yeah.
I actually like that you brought up the studio. So when I was doing research for this, I watched that Goodies and Two Shoes
Hell yeah.
video where you're in the studio. It's when you're making Montclair Cold,
Yeah.
and just like the energy that everybody had in the studio, it seemed so powerful. I mean, are you one of those people who likes to like get in the studio and really lock in, or are you an artist who like will set the microphone up in a hotel room and
Both.
just get it cracking? Really?
I'm glad you brought that up because the guy who runs Goodies and Two Shoes, he's like one of my best friends from growing up.
That's fire.
And he literally just called me like I think it was yesterday when we released a snippet for the video, and he was like, bro, he was like, that shit is crazy. And he was like, I remember when we were in the studio for Montclair Cold, he told me, he was like, when I saw that, you really like transformed in front of my eyes. That's what he said. I don't know if
that's fire. So
what
how
I'm
long ago did you make Montclair Cold compared to like
I made it in like June. Or
June.
I
June or
think
July.
I think the video it says May.
It might-
I
it might have
think
been
it's
May.
I think it's May
Yeah,
actually.
and Montclair Cold's gonna be on the project, correct?
For sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Gotta have that up
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So where did you make Moonlight at then? Was Moonlight
I
a
made-
studio
I made-
song? Was it
Nah,
a
so like okay, so back to the what you asked. Like, as long as am able to record, I don't really care where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I made Moonlight in the living room
really?
at the crib, yeah.
That's tight.
So let me ask you this: a lot of artists, not a lot, like artists they're pretty picky about who's in the studio, who they want around, how do they want the vibes to be. Like, are you an artist that can just hop in and like girls,
Oh, yeah.
all your friends in the studio, like you can just hop in and go crazy, or do you like just being like by yourself and just locking in with your
Really?
engineer or producer?
Well, see, I engineer myself most of the time. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
And then, I'll send it off to get like a final mix. But I've been mixing myself since I first started making music. But like I said, as long as if I'm recording, like I'm good. Like,
Mhm.
and it depends on how I'm feeling. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm like, I don't know, if I just don't really feel like being around people, I'm not going to tell people to come to the crib while I'm recording or
Facts.
to the studio.
Yeah.
But like, like I went to the studio and I made, what did I make? I can't say the song, but one of the songs of the project, I had like 10 people in the studio at a time, and it was in Charlotte. So it's just
Yeah, it just
doesn't really
depends.
matter. Yeah, it just
I mean,
depends.
does that change the tone of the song you're recording though? Do you
Not
think?
really, because I'm not gonna say I don't really take people's opinions, because like if somebody's like, oh, say this, I might, but most of the time, like in my head, I know what I'm gonna say. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't really, like somebody may affect it, but most of the time, like I feel like I have a better bar than what somebody else is gonna say. You know what I mean? So it, like that don't really change nothing.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine being in the studio with somebody and telling them a bar to say, unless that was like my homie. Like I couldn't imagine just being like, Deuce, I actually don't think that line was that fire. Actually, I think you should say this. That's,
Right.
That's so weird to me. So also in the Goodies and Two Shoes, one of the things so you have the studio video and then you have the interview video, which was pre-pandemic. And when I like watch interviews of people like pre-pandemic, I'm just like, fuck, you
Yeah.
had no idea what was about to come.
Oh God.
But your face like lit up when you were talking about performing live.
Oh, yeah, for
in,
sure.
in these videos. How important is performing live in like the grand scheme of your like package as an artist? Because I think your music lends itself very well to being performed live. Obviously, I've never seen you live, but your music, I mean,
Just the energy of it, you
That-
can feel it, like
yeah.
it would go crazy.
I would
live.
love
Yeah.
I would love to be in like a room of sweaty people fucking throwing
Really?
bows to like some of your music. So how important is performing live to you, and how much does it fucking suck that you can't perform right now?
Well, it doesn't really suck that much because I know no one can perform.
Facts.
That's how I look
True.
at this whole
That's a
pandemic.
good point.
Nobody's doing shit, so I don't feel like I'm losing or
You
falling
aren't missing
behind.
out on
Right.
anything.
But as far as just performing in general, it's the final process of the song creation process. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. So, you know, I love performing. And before the pandemic and stuff, like, you know, I kind of like, it was always my thing. Like, I'm a rager. That was, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was what I like always said. Like, I'm trying to do a show. I'm trying to get lit as fuck. Like, you saw some of the shows we did, like, crazy as fuck. Like, and all my niggas up on stage and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a rager for sure. But obviously, pandemic, I can't go crazy.
This just brought up a thought. So all my friends like that watch this back home, I know everybody around here goes up to Columbus, goes to Breakaway, the music festival up in Columbus, but there's also a Breakaway in Charlotte, right?
For sure.
How did like that like come about? Like, did they ask you to get on, or like how did like that kind of happen? Because that seems like it was a big moment.
It's crazy because like I feel like people think like, I don't know what people think, but like I swear to God, like half of the shit that I've gotten in my career that I can put on my resume has always just been random as fuck.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how they found me. I don't know why, but my manager just well, not one of my managers, Jake, he just hit me up one day. He was like, yo, I think they want you on Breakaway. And I was like, okay, you know, like I'll see it. If it happens, it happens. Like, you know, I hate like anticipating something and it doesn't happen.
Right.
So I was just like, okay. And then next thing I know, they come out with the lineup and
you're on there?
I was thinking that like I was gonna be like an opener, like not on like the main thing, but when they put me on the main thing, I was like, oh, it's T. Like, you feel me? It's lit as fuck.
So, wait, they didn't send you like a text or email you? Like you just saw the flyer and
I think they emailed him
on it?
but you know, like I wasn't really like I didn't have any questions because I was just like, you know, like that's
if it happens, it happens.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
cool,
yeah. I wasn't even thinking like that.
That's just how the music shit goes. Like you probably hear opportunities and ideas that fall through all the time.
Yeah, bro. And that's the thing. So it's just like, you know, I just chill. Like, and if it happens, I'm like, oh yeah, let's get it. And then I'll put all my energy into it.
Exactly.
But if it's, you know,
that's the best way to look at it for real.
Yeah. So like I said earlier, we shot a video with you, which by the time this podcast is out, it'll be the video will be releasing tomorrow, Tuesday, the 24th. So we met up with you in Columbus. How did you like end up working in Columbus? Like what happened? Like that's a far fucking drive from North Carolina.
Yeah. So Guy, he's like my day-to-day manager. And basically like I've known Guy since I was like in 8th grade. I met him through a friend. And so we just always been talking about like, you know, me and him on the same like wavelength when it comes to just like trying to, you know, better yourself and shit like that. So we had been talking about it for a while, like linking up and doing this. And then it finally got to the point where I was just like, you know what, I need to get out of North Carolina, get away from all my distractions and just work on music. Cause, you know, like I was in college, like I was playing football and for a little bit. And then but I knew always that music was like what I wanted to do. So, you know, I had no reason to be in North Carolina anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was really like easy as fuck for me to just, you know, like leave. I didn't have a job there. I didn't do shit, you know? So,
yeah. So has music always been like at that forefront for you? Like, have you always wanted to do it? I know you've been making music since you were a kid. Music's been around in your life, like through your mom, dad, uncles, and everything. Yeah. So was that always kind of, once you started making music regularly, is that what you wanted to do?
In the back of my mind, yeah, but at the same time, like I was playing football. So like my dad, he wasn't trying to hear none of that. I mean, he always like supported anything I do, but like, he played football in college. Like my cousin is Deshaun Jackson that plays for the Eagles. And like my whole family, like, you know what I'm saying? They just football. So like I kind of had to suppress the music shit. Like when I was in high school, like I put out a music video and I was like cussing, drinking and or not drinking, but cussing and shit in the video. And like, you know, my coach was like, calm that down.
Kind of bummed on that, I'm sure.
But it was because I was good at football. So it was like, damn, like you might be fucking up something like, cause at the time, like my music was kind of ass, to be honest. But it wasn't ass, but
you were just starting off. You were just beginning. You hadn't really like formed your artistry.
Right. So when people like look at that, they're like, damn, you could be fucking up your football career.
Right.
But they didn't see the
dedication that you were going to have for it. What position did you play?
In high school, I played quarterback and I played receiver, and then when I got to college, I just played receiver and like punt return, kick return.
What's your NFL player comp? Who do you play like?
Man.
you set up on the line right now.
I say like AB for real.
Hey,
I ain't even gonna lie. I don't got his personality when it comes to like celebrating and shit like that.
Right.
Yeah, I
That's-
say AB.
that's fire,
we're like
though.
the same
Lot-
height and shit.
A lot of yards after the catch.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
that's fire.
Yeah.
So you were playing at ECU. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of stuck on the football thing.
ahead,
I
bro.
I just find it fascinating when people like who had a promising like sports or not a, I don't know how good you were. I'm sure you
I
were
was
very
alright.
good at football, but like you, it sounds like you had like a chance to really take football far, and you kind of
I mean,
pushed it to the
shit.
side a little bit.
I feel like in college, just like, if you get to college and play, no matter if you D1, D2, D3, if you get to college, that's taking it almost as far as most people can do.
Yeah.
And
Very
so,
good point.
it was cool, but damn, what the fuck did you even?
Well, why stop playing football at a D1 college to do music? Like
It wasn't like I stopped to do music. I was doing music in college. So what happened was, I had a coach, Scotty Montgomery. He was the head coach, and he's who recruited me to ECU, and I love him. So, but then he got fired, and the new coach that came, I wasn't fucking with him like at all, and he wasn't fucking with me. It's just what it was.
So you just kind of like you all both knew, like you and the new coach were just like,
Well, I
don't think
tried
this
it.
is gonna work out.
I tried it. I really did. Like I played under him for like 4 months
Mhm.
and did like spring practice and everything. It's crazy. Like the story is so crazy. So I played it so G though, cause like he was on my ass and I missed the workout, and then he suspended me for 25 days or some shit like that.
Damn, kind of
And-
steep.
Yeah, like off of just missing one workout. And then he brought me, he cut the suspension down and then let me come back to like practice, because it was during like spring football, which is like 14 days or some shit, where like you do like 2 weeks of practice and then you do like a spring game.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So he brought me back practicing and stuff so I could play in the spring game. But he put me in the visitors locker room away from everybody, like with like the like guys who were trying out for the team. So I was like, okay. But I did it, and I also had to do community service that whole time. So I was like running from class.
Because your coach suspended you,
Yeah.
he was like, you also have to do community service. Oh,
I had to
wow.
do 25 hours of community service. Oh, that's where I got the 25 number from. I don't think it was 25 days. It's probably more than that. But I had to do 25 hours of community service.
I see.
And so I completed my community service and did spring ball. But then the last day, I could have quit before I finished the community service. But I finished the community service. And then the last day before the spring game, he disrespected me in front of the whole team because I was wearing
Oh.
earrings. And I just never came back.
Coaches hate that.
Yeah, coaches
Don't like jewelry. Because I've ran into that problem with like high school coaches and stuff. Not me personally, but like friends. Like I
Yeah.
don't know what I guess is.
But see,
Coaches
the
don't
coach
want you
before-
to be like flashy and like I guess like
But
kind
Yeah,
of like
old school coaches
acting like you're better. than
Yeah, old
everybody
school
else.
coaches don't like you being flashy.
Yeah.
Right. But so the coach before, the one that I liked, he let all of us wear jewelry. Like I used to wear all my jewelry during the game, like earrings, chain, everything.
Yeah.
And
It's a swag, bro. It's
'cause he-
confidence.
he
It's-
came from
Yeah,
the NFL, so he was an
Okay.
NFL coach.
He gets it
before.
then.
So he didn't give a fuck. You know
yeah,
what I
Yeah,
mean?
he gets it.
Yeah.
He knew that if you all were going to make it to the next level, that you were going to be doing that anyway.
And it don't
so-
really matter though. Like you know what I mean? Like it's a preference thing for the coach. But
Yeah.
so basically, he disrespected me, and I just never came back, and that was the end of it. But I finished my community service. I knew I was gonna like quit, but I wanted to finish my community service so that way they couldn't say like, "Oh, he quit because he had to do community service."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, nah,
You
it
don't
wasn't
wanna go
even
out like that.
Nah, I don't want to be. Yeah, I finish anything I start. You know what I mean?
Facts.
He doesn't like helping people out.
Right.
You
Like,
know,
they could have said that. But,
yeah.
that's all good.
Yeah, let's channel this back to some of your work and your music and
side,
stuff. Yeah.
My football questions are over. That's it.
Yeah, fuck that.
No,
Football.
but that was really cool story though. So like you previously told me that you're working with like more established producers, like bigger name producers that
Yeah.
more people would like, like or that know of. Like Earl of Pearl, is that his name right? Earl
Yeah.
Earl on the Beat,
Yeah.
has made the the most
100 Lil Yachty song.
Yeah, like
He's
the one that stands out is the Get Dripped.
Oh yeah, he's
yeah.
crazy.
Jesus.
He's crazy.
And then what's the producer's name that's signed with Take He's Camp? I know he
Grayson.
Yeah, Grayson. I
He
saw
produced Moonlight.
he produced Moonlight. Yeah. And then there's probably more producers that you haven't told me about. I guess this is a question just for like all artists in general. Like how do you as an artist like go about working with these like more well-known names? Like how did these like opportunities just happen organically? Like how did that kind of like happen, you know?
I just be DMing everybody. Like I just DM every single person. Like
The fucking internet, man, it wins again.
it's probably gonna come back to bite me for real. But like I don't give
Shoot
a
your
fuck.
shot.
Like, I will DM anybody.
Yeah.
It's just it is what it is. Because that's how you get in contact with people nowadays.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just feel like that's like a big struggle for a lot of artists, like especially like starting out, like, and especially if you can't make your own beats. Like you said, you mix and master like a lot of your music, which is a great asset you can have as an artist.
Mhm.
I don't know. I just feel like it's a struggle for artists starting out to sonically find, their sound,
For
their
sure.
way. And you're working with Earl the Pearl, like people within Take He's Camp. Like I said, probably more producers. Like
Mhm.
it's very, that helps out a lot.
For sure.
And being able to have a pool of these
Crazy beats,
crazy
yeah.
beats that you can probably you probably have like a bunch of beats that are quality that anybody would want to hop on, but you get to choose like the cream of the crop.
For sure. And I still want some more, because like, bro, as an artist, you need the beat. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not about to be on some acapella shit. Like,
Facts.
you need the beat.
So
So
when you're DMing them, are you getting beat packs from them? Are you asking for like singular beats? What are you doing?
this is the thing. Like, I always make sure that I have the relationship right before I even try to do anything like on a like level of making something. So,
Mhm.
I'll DM and be like, yo, what's up? I fuck with your beats, da 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 da. And they'll be like, okay, bet. I fuck with your songs. I'm gonna send you a pack. That's how it normally works. I
Yeah.
don't normally ever like ask. Sometimes I do, but normally it just kind of happens. And they'll send me like Earl sent me like 4 beats and I made 1 song from it. So I want him to send me more beats because like that's how it normally goes. I
Yeah.
don't normally like vibe with every single beat.
Yeah.
I
I feel like you're not supposed to. You
Nah.
know, you shouldn't pick every single beat that you
Yeah.
ever
I'm
hear.
super particular, like super particular.
Yeah, that's actually I kind of want to ask you about that too. Is you seem like you have really like kind of narrowed down your sound, like you know what you like to do. Not to say that you're not making the same song over and over,
Right.
but you have a certain style, a certain sound, a recognizable style.
Right.
How did you kind of develop that?
It's funny. My mom, she's a big reason why I sound and act how I act in general. But the reason why, like, she always told me, like, we used to always hear Michael Jackson, New Edition in the living room and shit like that, always playing. And so one thing she always told me, she would say, you can always know who Michael Jackson is as soon as it comes on. There's no other Michael
Facts.
Jackson. You know Ralph Tresvant when you hear him.
Yep.
And so she was like, she always told me, if you want to be a rapper or be a singer or be whatever, you got to make sure that as soon as people hear you, they know exactly who it is. Because that's, you know what I'm saying? That's how you separate yourself.
Yeah.
Right? So, I'm glad that I figured out early, like how my voice works and like how I can, manipulate the auto-tune and all that. You know what I'm saying? I got that early.
Use it to your personal strengths.
Right,
To
exactly.
what you know you can do well.
Exactly.
That's good. That's really important too. Because I think a discussion that a lot of artists have nowadays is like, how do you stand out? I mean, obviously the answer is like, be unique, be yourself. But how do you in the sea of, where everybody's a rapper nowadays?
It's
like,
easier said than done for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially like if you don't want to have like a gimmick too.
Right, yeah,
Either
exactly.
if you're not like the.
Hold on. How do I move this up? Like, I'm trying to. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah,
Okay, bet. Yeah,
Is that better?
I'm good now.
Yeah. That's fine. Levels are looking pretty good on here. We're good. We're
Okay,
good. So we've kind of danced around this question a little bit, but let's just straight up ask it directly. Give me one of your favorite moments so far in your career as an artist.
Dang, bro.
Whether it's working with a certain person, performing at Breakaway, making a certain song, like what do you think?
It's hard because like I've done so many different things. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
even though I'm a rapper mainly, like I've done a bunch of other shit that's just
Yeah.
been random as fuck. So
Yeah.
I think when it comes to music, Breakaway was cool. I guess that's like one of the big things for my resume. But like, shit.
To your personal,
To me personally?
to you personally, yeah.
I really think doing the major stage thing in Brooklyn was really fucking cool. I always go back and look at that shit.
What's that? I don't know.
So I
missed
did
that in my research.
I did Fear God.
The live performance video.
The live
Performance,
performance
yeah,
video.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I did that in Brooklyn, and that was just cool as fuck. Like I've always wanted to do something like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's that was probably like my favorite thing. But maybe experience wise, it would probably have to be like a show that I did at like UNC Charlotte. It was just like lit as fuck.
That's fire. Performing in your hometown on a college campus.
Yeah.
The frat culture, I'm sure, supports your music
Oh
very
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Those what did I say earlier? I would want to be in a room full of sweaty people throwing bows
Yeah.
to your music. I know for a fact those frat boys in North Carolina go stupid
They
to
be
your
getting to you for
music.
sure. They be getting to you. Shit, I was in a frat.
Yeah?
Same.
Yeah, I didn't tell y'all that.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
told me that.
Oh, I told you that.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
We
Wait.
talked about that up in Columbus.
What frat
Yeah.
were you in?
SAE.
SAE. All right. I don't know what that is. Anybody in SAE?
I'm sure there's gonna be
Shout
some SAEs on that bitch.
Yeah.
I wasn't in a frat, but when we played intramural basketball, me and my degenerate friends, there was no better feeling than beating one of the frats in intramural basketball. We never beat Tanner's though.
Hell no,
We
you're not
never-
beating Pike, bro.
No, even the Pike B team smacked us, bro. That's our ATO B team, whack. Teak B team, whack. Pike B team,
Solid.
kind of nice. So you talked about him a little bit earlier. Is the reason why you're in Columbus is your good friend Guy,
Yeah.
a self-proclaimed facilitator, and you asked us to bring him on the podcast, so I figured the least we could do is bring him in here.
For sure.
So Guy, if you'd like to come into the set real quick for us, please. We need another clap sound effect.
That's
here.
lying right there.
All right, let's reframe this real quick. Wow. Oh, Guy, welcome. Crazy how you just flashed into frame like that. So this is Guy, like I said, self-proclaimed facilitator, creative director of sorts with Ducey, a dot connector, maybe we could call you. How are you doing today? Welcome to the podcast.
I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
good. Honestly,
Marvelous.
y'all make me want to get fitted caps, bro. I'm
Bro,
not gonna lie.
I literally said that when we were leaving. I was like, "Damn, I gotta get the fitteds back, bro." I used to wear
God.
fitteds all the time in like middle school and high school, and I just stopped wearing like hats like for whatever reason. I saw y'all rocking. I'm just like, "Fuck, man,
That's literally.
They eat up the drip.
I gotta get back into the fitteds, bro. Because I love wearing hats, but
Yeah.
like I
My
don't
head-
have a solid fitted hat.
My head's
anymore.
kind of big though. I feel like a fitted cap won't work on my fucking noggin.
No, my head's
No.
huge too, though.
Your head's
Yeah,
huge.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, Tanner, if you want
Yeah, so we can now transition since you're here. So Ducey, like we've talked about, like you seem like you have the foundation built. You already have a couple managers under Stray Dogs Music Group. Shout out to Jared. I know you're gonna be watching this. Also writes for Lyrical Lemonade. Great guy. And then you have, like Clay said, creative directing assistants, facilitating, probably co-manager esque capabilities, and how you work with Ducey. And you're running your distribution through United Masters, which is really cool. How important was it for you, to fill these roles like early on before like your career really started to take off?
It's crazy. I think the team is finally like assembled.
Yeah.
But it took like a minute. Like how
That's
like
what it seems like. That's
like-
why I wanted to break that down real quick.
it's like the Justice League. How like how you play the game and like you don't get all the characters at once, but you gotta grind through the
Yeah.
game. That's like literally how it is. So like I met Jared. I met Jake first. Jake was my first manager ever.
Yeah.
And then I introduced Jake to Ghost, who's Jared. And then they created Stray Dogs. Like I remember I was telling you
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
So they created Stray Dogs, and I didn't even know they were creating it, but that's good shit that they did. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then, like, I've always known Guy, but then when I moved to Columbus, it only made sense for God to just be a part of the team because, he's like, we're just always together. You know what I'm saying?
So you said you all have known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
Actually, I wanted to say, give us, from your perspective, how did you and Ducey meet, and then how did this all come together?
Yeah, so I went to a boarding school down in Florida, and I met a friend there, and me and her were friends for like 5 years. So when I would come to Greenville to visit her, she was best friends with him. They're like childhood friends.
Oh.
So I met Deuce, and like when she had to go to like soccer practice and stuff, I would kick it with Deuce.
That stars aligning right there.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like funny. So like basically like, we always just stay connected. And it's crazy because I think it was right before pandemic. Like we were both, no, I called Deuce and I was like, yo, bro, like I'm trying to get in the music business. Like I'm trying to do this shit, da-da-da.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, bro. I'm like, bro, I'm going to LA March 18th. And he was like, bro, that's crazy. I'm going to LA March 22nd, like on some random shit. And I was like, just stay with me. And then basically from there, we were just like, bro, let's do it.
Of this year?
Yeah, this year, right before. And like
that's like when the pandemic is like cracking.
Yeah, exactly.
Too. It's like when it's taken off. That's crazy. So did you have any sort of experience with any sort of like music industry stuff?
Yeah.
Or is that something that you just have always had a fascination with?
Yeah, I mean, again, like I went to a boarding school called IMG Academy, and it like got me a lot of connections with like a lot of powerful people and people like in positions. So like my roommate, his dad was he manages like 21 Savage and stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so his name's Alston. Shout out Alston. But he actually, I kind of just like was just talking to his dad and stuff, and I was like, hey, I want to do this, but I didn't want to go to his dad and be like, can I get a job? So I kind of just took my own route, and then Ducey came along. And honestly, like I'm just somebody in Ducey's corner. Like I just want him to be successful.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
So let's transition to there. What do you personally see from your perspective in Ducey that you think is going to take him to where he wants to go?
I mean, other than his music being fire, like he's a genuine person.
Yeah.
And like I feel like he has the personality for sure. Like, and
seems like work ethic is there.
Yeah, work ethic for sure. Like, I mean, me and him work 2 different jobs, and then we come back to my apartment, and all he does is record. Like, I mean,
that's fire.
So it's just like the work ethic, his personality, and like the genuine connections he's making. Like, I just feel like all that's gonna wrap together into being something great. So
facts.
That's really important to have somebody like who believes in you like that. Like, what does it feel like to know that you have a solid team and have somebody in your corner like that? Like, what does that do for you personally so that you can be the better artist?
I think it does a lot. I think if you have good people around you, you'll be good. You know what I mean? One thing I always used to hear from my parents is, show me your 5 closest friends and I'll show you where you'll be in 5 years. So I don't even be around 5 people. I be around one motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And he got his shit. He already had his shit like how I'm trying to get type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just you need people like that, and that's just how it is. And then same with Jared and Ghost, and Jared and Jake. They the same thing. They believe in me, and so you need people like that for sure.
Yeah, your mom has a lot of good advice.
Yeah, your mom seems like
my parents raised me hella good.
Yeah, she puts me and Ducey in her like church group chat, and she be sending us daily devotions. She just sent me a new she be sending me like gospel songs too. So she just like,
that's cool though.
Yeah, she be looking out.
She really cares about you guys, and she's looking out and trying to shed light and inspire you guys in her way.
This is kind of retrospective, but did music start with you because of the church? Like, I mean, I know that's like a commonality for a lot of artists, but now hearing that and then hearing things your mom has said to you, did it kind of start there?
For sure. Absolutely started in the church.
Yeah,
that's so far.
I did my first performance in church. Like, so, bro, it's crazy. It's so crazy because, like, I did, like, there used to be this, like, this show called Showtime at my church that, like, a bunch of people from different churches would come And like it was lit for real, like it was
Yeah.
hella people in there. And
yeah.
I was like 3 and I performed. I used to have this song. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We gonna do it again. And I used to just said that over and over again. But everybody was getting lit. Like everybody was hype.
I thought 21 Savage might have to come and hit a
He
cease
needed,
and
bro.
desist on that, bro. I don't know.
I need my checks. Like,
I just thought of this question real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
We were up at, like we said, we were up at their crib, chilling, kicking at their crib, shooting the green screen shots for the Moonlight video, which y'all haven't seen yet, but it's about to be fire.
You'll see it tomorrow, though.
I peeked into y'all's rooms, going to the bathroom. I see the closets. I see all the drip. Like
the drip is crazy. They
Yeah.
eat it up.
like
what? It's a little bit of drip going on in this
like,
room right now.
It's making me want to step my shit up. Like, is
your drip-
fashion something you
your drip
guys
hard.
like? Just you obviously you guys have a common connection through like you guys want to be fitted up and like looking presentable to like wherever you go.
For sure.
Like I guess
But
the
where does the desire
yeah.
for drip come from? For you
Shit.
all, because it's y'all are putting on a little bit. You knew you're gonna be on camera. I see.
Yeah.
Put a little fit on today.
Yeah. I mean, shit. I don't know. You want to answer that?
Like how important is style for you guys? Like for real?
It's everything for me.
Yeah.
I mean that like it's my personality.
Yeah.
Like if I'm not like dressing up and like looking fresh, then I don't feel myself. for
Yeah.
real.
True.
So it's like
I feel like the best like I guess explanation I forget who I got it from, or I think somebody said in an interview. It's like they said it's like your body armor.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like I don't know. It's
When you
yeah,
it's like-
literally like
it's like Iron Man for real.
literally
like, I put
Iron
on
Man,
my
yeah, like you
I put
like
on
you
my
come
swag.
into your full form when
Yeah.
you're fitted up like
clothes
that.
are such an important form of expression.
Yeah.
Just as music is, just as this podcast
Yeah.
is. But like clothes are one of the most direct extensions
Yeah.
you can have
Mhm.
of showing people who you are.
Exactly.
So
I
you
feel
know,
like it gives a person like an impression of you before they even meet you too. Like if you,
absolutely.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm like wearing a suit and tie, but like I'm trying to make people like that are attracted to me like
Yeah.
for the drip. you
First
know what I mean?
impressions are everything too,
Yeah,
man.
First impressions.
Because you
are
never
everything.
get another first impression back.
Yeah.
You always
for sure.
you only get one. But I had to ask that question because
No, very important.
Yeah.
So for you all, as you all continue to work together and the career progresses, what is kind of like a dream collaboration for you all? Like, is that I don't know if you all have
I
the
can't
same
answer that.
answer on this, but I mean as far as well, let me ask it like this. What do you want for Ducey in, let's say, the next 3 years? Like what do you want to see as a man in his corner, as his guy?
Number 1 on the Billboard.
facts.
That's all.
That's a
you know
that's
what
a
I
pretty
mean?
good
Yeah,
answer.
That's what I'm
Pretty
saying.
good
We're
answer.
So
shooting
you
for
want
the stars.
hits, you want plaques.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's
Hit
some people in
maker.
the underground that are just like, nah, bro, I want to be underground forever. Like, I'm
Hell
gonna keep
no.
doing this. Like, you want plaques, bro,
I'm
don't you?
trying to be like the greatest artist of all time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're not, why are you fucking making music? I mean,
Facts.
you know,
soul.
if you
Facts.
like, yeah, like
Stadium music. You do make stadium music, bro. Like it's like in like the early stages. I think like the next year or so, you're gonna be making crazy shit.
Yeah.
Is that your kind of like ideal trajectory? Is
Yeah, like-
selling out an arena?
I think for an artist like me, like I feel like I'm very like versatile. You know, like I can really rap. Most people don't even know that because a lot of the shit I
Yeah,
be
a lot of
doing
your
is like
older shit-
melodic, but
a
I
lot
can
of
really
older
rap.
shit is like that.
You know what I mean? And like, you know, I hate to like come off like that because like it might sound cocky or whatever, but it's like, you know, I take rap as like a fucking like me against you type shit. Like I'm trying to beat everybody. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
like that's just how it is, you know, because it's out here. It's like either you the big fish or you the little fish. You know what I mean? Because there's so many people. So like, you know, I'm trying to go like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Facts.
Well, you got a good start because this podcast is going to be the greatest podcast
On
of all
God.
time at one point. Shit. Joe Rogan, I'm coming for your bitch ass. I want to do one final question before we get out of here, and this one's just honestly just fun, and I'm very curious.
Mhm.
If Rap Snacks calls you right now after this interview,
Rap snacks,
Rap
like the
Snacks,
chips.
like the
Yeah.
chips, and they got like the noodles and shit now too, and they're like, Ducey, hey man, we love your music, really love what you're doing. We really want to make a snack for you. What snack do you want?
What flavor?
It can be any
flavor?
snack or it has to be chips.
What flavored chips?
Yeah, let's keep it chips, but what flavored chips though? But you
Shit.
can get exotic. You can get kind of crazy with it though.
Damn. See, I don't want to bite anybody's flow. You know what I mean? I don't want to have something like that's already out, but it's got to be spicy. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
jalapeno.
Spicy.
I think Boosie has the spicy ones. I
Does
think
he?
Boosie has like the Louisiana heat.
That's very fitting.
Chip. Yeah, yeah.
Boosie's he's a hot boy. You know? In a good way. I fuck with Boosie.
Yeah.
In a good way. Shit.
Well, are we talking like a chipotle, like pepper spice? Are we talking like jalapeno? Are we talking
Jalapeno, yeah.
jalapeno spice?
barbecue or something.
Something like that. I don't really fuck with barbecue, but
But you're from North Carolina?
yeah.
You don't fuck with barbecue?
No.
Man, there's a bunch of North Carolinians pissed off in the comments right now. I'm
They've
sure.
been mad for a long time. They've been mad.
Yeah, actually, now that you bring that up, I'm kind of curious. What do people like in North Carolina think of you? I don't know how much you pay attention to it, but I mean,
In my like direct hometown, like either they look at me as like, oh my God, like you're just doing so much crazy shit, or they look at me as like, oh, you're just trying to be a rapper. You know what I mean? It's one or the other, because it's literally haters, and then you have like just normal people. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
But around like the rest of North Carolina, fuck with me like heavy. I feel like at least the numbers show that. I don't be talking to them, but
yeah.
I think they playing my songs. It would be weird if they didn't like me or didn't fuck with me and were playing my songs.
Yeah,
That'd be weird.
yeah. What do you have to say to the people from North Carolina?
I fuck
hating
with
on
'em.
you?
I love 'em.
But what about the haters though?
Fuck them. I don't give a fuck.
That's what we
I
wanted.
can't think about
That's
that
what
shit.
we wanted.
Yeah, I threw the lob for you and you fucking caught it, put it in between your legs and threw it down. That was perfect.
Yeah, I can't think about them.
Well, I think we're about reaching our time here. Before we leave, what is next for Ducey Gold?
So you got Moonlight coming out tomorrow.
Yup.
And then a week from that, we're dropping the project Can You Hear Me, which is gonna be tight. And then we're gonna do a deluxe. I don't know if I should even say that, but I mean,
break
shit.
the news, bro.
I don't
Break
care.
the news.
I don't care. People can know. We're doing a deluxe, and it might be longer than the initial project. To be honest, I'm trying to go crazy.
I love
So,
that. That's
yeah.
amazing. That's great to hear. Well, with that being said, I want to remind everybody to like and subscribe on YouTube to the Soul Serum TV page. Ducey, thank you for coming down here, fucking with us. Guy, you as well. I appreciate you all coming on the podcast, man. This is a really fun one. And as always, I'm your host, Clay Bonine.
I'm your co-host, Cameron Mavis.
That's your all's camera right there.
I'm Ducey Gold.
Guy Schmidt.
Slat.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll
Thank
see
you,
y'all
guys.
next
I run
week.
this bitch.